Everything good?
It's fine. We're already perfect, actually.
Oh, yet again, another perfectly mixed episode.
Typical Chrome Boys.
Classic.
Coming in perfect.
The Steely Dan of podcasting, as we've always been.
Yeah.
As we've always been.
Yeah. It's similar to Steely Dan, how, like, unenlightened rubes would be like, Steely Dan, you've got way too much gain on, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, it sounds like shit.
Actually, no.
Actually, it sounds perfect.
To those who know, it's actually flawless.
Sounds exactly as we intended.
Yeah. Man.
Steely.
Nice to be back here.
We're back in the saddle.
We had some good stuff happen this week.
Yeah.
It's been a fun week.
It has been, yeah.
Trump gave a all-timer of a press conference. Or of a speech.
His speech last night?
All-timer, I think.
It was pretty good, yeah.
$250 billion to promote LGBTQ in Algernon, Zimbabwe. No one even knows what that is.
Yeah,
Crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, half the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
I liked the little cancer kid who got deputized as a Secret Service agent.
Yeah, that's cool.
And apparently he's been deputized by, like, every police force in the country.
Yeah, I heard he's been deputized 800 times.
Yeah. Which is so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like abused that power.
If he shot a black guy?
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
He's, like, kind of black, maybe.
I think he's black. His name's DJ.
Oh, okay.
What if you're white and you have a 2-letter name? It's TJ.
TJ.
If you're black, it's DJ.
He gets in. Yeah, if he gets
because TJ it stands for the John.
The John.
But if you're black, it's the John.
Of course.
Yeah.
The John.
That's why if you see a white guy and his name's TJ, it stands for the John.
Yeah, a video comes out of him kneeling on some guy's neck. It's like, DJ, no!
It's him getting attacked in an apartment by some big ogre lady with a knife. But he's 13.
Yeah. That was cool. I didn't see the whole thing.
Nor have I. I just saw the highlights on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw he deputized that kids and the demon rats didn't cheer.
No, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
But man, he's really funny. That's like a really presidential thing to do, though.
What?
Deputize a kid into the Secret Service.
He should be like I know it's probably for show, but they should really make him like an actual Secret Service guy.
It would be
give him a service weapon.
Yeah, it would be a it'd be dark, but it'd be a little funny if that kid got like shot. Like when
taking a bullet for Trump.
Yeah. Like if they tried to kill Trump again and like hit that kid.
Yeah.
Because they actually made him like work.
Yeah, he's like there's all these like, big guys with sunglasses and stuff, and this one like
13-year-old. And then, like that would be funny.
He's got a little like dialysis thing he has to wheel around with.
like last night, Trump's all like, "We've deputized him. Look at him." And then like this morning, he gets a call at like 4:30. That's like, "Hey, where are you? You're supposed to be at Trump's got breakfast at 7. You have to get ready." And he's like, "What?" They're like, "Get up."
Yeah.
What are you doing?
He's got a meeting.
He's got a meeting at 7 at a
McDonald's.
restaurant. We have to go sweep it and make sure it's clear. You're a roof sniper. Don't let us down. Yeah. He's like, what?
Issue a giant 50 cal sniper rifle. All right, so if anyone does anything funny, it's up to you to shoot them, okay? Okay, buddy?
He puts his like eye to the scope and he starts like sweeping the crowd and it starts like highlighting minorities for some reason. He's like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's on the last user settings. Let me tweak those a little bit. Oh, sorry, that's
it's like, yeah, like an Arab guy. It's like threat.
Terrorist threat detected.
Neutralize immediately.
The gun shoots automatically.
Yeah.
He's like, what's That's good.
But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, just the jokes he was dropping were really funny from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's just a funny swag guy.
$350 quadrillion
$1
to promote wearing a hijab and being trans in Laos.
I think he mentioned some country that a geography whiz, had never heard of.
Yeah.
Lesotho or something?
Yeah. No one knows what that is.
$1 billion for transgender arts and crafts in Lesotho.
They're giving $150 infinity dollars to promote orc marriage in Helm's Deep. Where is that? Who's doing that?
It's crazy.
They've gone nuts, these people. They're trying to humanize the orcs in Mordor. Why would you do that? They grow in goo, people.
Let them stay there. Listen, if the orcs in Mordor want to hang out in goo in Mordor,
go ahead.
I'm actually not happy about that either.
It's gross. I think it's gross.
Yeah.
It's like being an orc is like being gay. Keep it away from me, and I have no issue.
Yeah.
Being an orc is like being gay or Muslim.
Do it over there.
Not here. Not here, friend.
Not in America, pal. Or my friend DJ.
My friend DJ, he'll kill you. He'll shoot you with a gun.
He's allowed to.
He's got a pass. he gets his Secret Service badge, and inside it has like a punch card, and it's like every third minority you kill, you get off scot-free. He's like, what is this? And they're like, yeah, that's a thing we do.
You get a free order of like freedom fries at the congressional canteen.
You get a home delivery of the military Burger King.
Yeah.
The mobile Burger King from Afghanistan.
Yeah, a free Whopper from the mobile Burger
They'll drive it to your house and deploy.
Yeah.
That is fire. I don't think we've ever actually talked about that on the show.
The mobile Burger King?
That the U.S. military has a internationally deployable Burger King.
It's sick. I hope that it unfolds like a transformer, kind of.
Yeah.
Like it's just a big semi-truck, and then just like...
It just like it uses like a high level like cloning technology to just like create a Guatemalan guy to work behind.
Yeah, like as it all unfolds, there's just a Guatemalan guy like strapped in behind the couch.
In like cryo sleep. It's like wake up 631. It's time
he's
to
just
serve.
like behind the counter, these big metal straps. Like
he's in like a vat of like blue ooze with like tubes in him and stuff. And then when they deploy it and it unfolds, it just like the ooze like drains, and he's like,
yo, SA, what you want?
Hey man, can I take your order? You want a two Whopper and a curly fry? Okay, man.
Tactical Guatemalan Jorge.
They deploy the mobile Burger King, and then like Helldiver like shoot minorities into Afghanistan to like where.
Yeah,
we need 2 Indians, 4 Guatemalans, and 1 Chinese guy. Go.
Yeah, firing them like out of a cannon from America. Just like an orbital cannon.
Doing like Mach 5 across the ocean.
Just peacefully sleeping. You want a Whopper, man?
Hey, man. What's up, dude? Damn, where are we?
Have you tried our new like butter chicken fries, dog?
Damn, what country is this, dude? Afghanistan. Crazy.
Man, you gotta try the new garlic parmesan Whopper, bro.
All the employees are like really unaffected by getting like launched. Like they just wake up and they're like, damn, so what is this? Afghanistan?
Afghanistan?
That's crazy, bro.
That's cool, bro.
That's neat. Anyway, bro, what you want? I heard that they say the Pepsi machine is down, so we can only do Dr. Pepper. Is that fine with you? Yeah. There's like a war zone guy. The Pepsi only do Dr. Pepper, bro. Is that okay?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, you know how like astronauts have to go through a battery of tests? They need like the most oblivious South American guys.
And one like a white teenager with a shitty attitude.
Yeah, a gender goblin teenager.
Yeah, a communist teenager who hates who they work for.
Yeah, getting fired out of the space cannon with
380-pound they them who hates Burger King.
And war cap
is a communist. You got an AirPod in, watching a Hassan Piker stream.
Yeah, they like defrost because they fire them in like a cylinder of ice, you know?
Yeah.
And then just defrost them. Just immediately on their phone.
Yeah.
Hassan Piker.
Yeah. AirPod in. And the soldiers are like, hey, can I just get a...
Just a second, man.
Can I get a Whopper? What
was that?
Can I get a Whopper? Huh?
Okay.
They make you do a drive-thru? Yeah. They make you talk in a drive-thru box? What do you want? Just a Whopper, man. 2 fries?
2 fries?
Nah. Just a Whopper. Okay, 2 fries, pull up. That's how it feels to go to Tim Hortons every day.
Yeah.
I get the same thing at Timmy's every day. Medium coffee, a little bit of milk. Every day they ask me, did you say green tea?
Why do you go to Tim Hortons instead of McDonald's?
Because it's close to my work. There's not a McDonald's really close.
So McDonald's is like cheaper and better.
McDonald's is cheaper and better.
Yeah.
But I like to have it I like the coffee hot when I get to work.
Well, yeah, the where it is makes a difference for sure.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it's actually insane because there's also the Indian girl who works there she does like a weird thing. It's the same chick every morning, and I don't know if she's calling me dear, or if she's saying hi there or hi dear, because she goes hi dear,
Hey dear,
and then I go hi. Can I get a medium coffee, 1 milk, green tea, dear? No.
Green tea. Who the orders a green tea?
Old people.
That's crazy.
One time she thought I said donut. I was like, no, it's a coffee with 1 milk.
Coffee with 1 milk. One milk, no sugar. I'm sweet enough already.
I'm sweet as it is, y'all. Saying that to the Indian 46-year-old at Tim Hortons. Medium coffee, 1 milk. No sugar. I'm sweet as it is, y'all.
I think I'm already sweet enough, y'all.
What?
What was that there?
What, man, there? What?
Green tea?
You want a muffin?
You want green tea with sugar there?
McPoop? Bro, Brandon and I were at the drive-thru at McDonald's a little while ago, and they have a new thing called the McPop, I guess. I don't know what it is.
It's just like a pizza pop.
I think it's a donut. I think it's like a Timbit.
Oh, okay, a McPop.
Yeah, but we were going through after a stand-up show, and it's the Indian guy who asked us if we wanted a McPop with our food.
Yeah.
He literally said, "Do you want a McPoop?"
Yes, please.
We were both like, brother, the Indian guy cannot be asking us if we want a McPoop. Bro.
Come on, man. Dude, I'm really trying here.
Do I want a fucking what, dude? A McPoop? Do you want a McPoop?
You want
no.
a McPoop?
Brother, no.
It'd be funny if it was just a shit.
Do you want to piss on bag?
Are you pissing bag for you, sir?
I'll do piss on bag. What?
You want to make poop or what?
You're just kidding. He's like playing hardball and you're confused. Yeah. You want to make poop? What? Piss in bag. I poop on bag.
I poop on bag for you, sir?
What are you saying? Do you want it or not, man? Take or leave. Bye.
Okay, move along then.
Then get out. Then you go. Bye.
God, I got stuck at a gas station yesterday trying to buy some cigs.
You got stuck?
Well, in line, because I had a big lineup of people buying lottery tickets in front of me.
God.
And it was like each person was ESL, but like of a different type.
Yeah.
And the Indian guy working the place was doing like really hard sells on everybody. So it's like there's one old guy who's so troubled. And like as they're buying lottery tickets, he's like trying to get them to buy like chocolate bars on sale and stuff.
Bro, why?
And I was just like...
They don't even, like, why? I've never understood that because, like, brother, you work at the gas station. You don't even get, like, commission based on what they buy.
Maybe he owned the place. I don't know. He was pushing it hard.
Maybe.
He was really pushing it hard. And it was like 3 people in front of me, and I was there for like 15 minutes.
Holy.
Because they were all doing lottery tickets.
I said this a long time ago, but we need, like, we need to make, like, a... You know in Indiana Jones, the fourth one, when he goes to that, like, nuclear test site?
Yeah.
And it's, like, a fake town with, like, mannequins?
Yeah.
We need that for old people. Because I promised the lottery, those are all old people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need... We need to, like, remove them from normal... And same thing with in traffic.
Yeah.
They're slow.
Just give them the fully, like, playpen world.
Fake world. We should... Because we're already building infinity houses for nobody. Every city has expanded twice its size from 10 years ago with these like ugly, stupid houses.
Yeah,
that are built by Indian guys that that owe money to like Khalistani extortion rings or some shit.
They can like burn your house down.
I don't know, but we have all these like fake neighborhoods. We should just put a fence around them.
I'll just have one big one for the old folks.
Yeah, and we'll pay like homeless people to like work at the gas station in the Timmies. Because now you get to... There you go.
That's actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. Homeless people get it.
Because homeless people, honestly, the thing with most homeless people is if somebody just offered them a job, they do good.
They do good, and they would...
do really good.
And also they'd want it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about homeless people. All of them really want a job.
At a gas station.
Yeah. Or at a Timmy's or at a restaurant.
And if some business owner would just give them the keys to your business.
Because that's the other thing is...
They'll take it and run.
If you used to be homeless and then you become not homeless, nobody can even tell.
Yeah.
It's like really hard to know if a guy used to be homeless.
Yeah.
Nobody can even tell.
It's really tough.
It's really tough to tell. I think that guy might have used to be homeless.
Yeah.
There's a chance that guy was homeless before.
Sometimes when I'm walking down the street, I'll just hand my wallet to a homeless guy and be like, I trust you.
Buy me a car when you're rich.
I'm gonna turn my back around for 30 seconds, and you're still gonna be there.
If I was a business owner, I'd be scouting homeless people.
Yeah,
those are the hardest working, and they want it, and they are hungry for a job. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, for $15 an hour job at a gas station.
What's the alternative? Zero?
Yeah,
$0 an hour.
Yeah,
who would take that?
And finally, just an opportunity to get clean.
Because that's their big thing. Is that that's the main issue homeless people struggle with, is that no one's giving them a chance.
Right.
They look at them and they go, what a dirty homeless bum.
Dirty homeless bum. No. I would never hire you.
You're stinky, and your teeth are weird, and you're yelling at your girlfriend on a BMX bike. On a clearly formerly a 10-year-old's BMX bike.
Right. Yelling at your girlfriend down the block.
Yeah, and you're wearing her jacket for some reason.
But if someone would just give them an opportunity.
All they need is a chance.
Yeah.
A job.
In the old folks gas station.
Because that's the big thing, is you'd be there. I mean, there's people in your life, buddy, your jaw would hit the floor. You go, you used to be homeless? I had no idea. You've
probably worked with a lot of formerly homeless people who you were only able to discover that through extended periods of conversation, through getting to sort of know and love them almost.
Yeah, well, being
chilling,
being taken by how endearing and hardworking they are,
and bringing them to your house and chilling, just playing Xbox and stuff.
Yeah, letting them in my house with my stuff. Yeah, letting them around my stuff.
Letting them just hang out with your stuff while you run out to grab something.
It's cool. And that's the thing. Also, if you let a lot of these guys around your stuff when you're not there, it's cool.
I used to know a guy who would was I'm letting a homeless guy crash at my house type of guy.
Yeah. And
this is I'm sure this is an anomaly, but he kept having bikes get stolen and stuff.
Bro, I know a lady who fucks homeless people.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Specifically?
Yeah. There's apparently an app for it. Where
wait, specifically for homeless people? Is she homeless?
No. So the thing is she lets
There's an app for fucking homeless people?
That's what I've heard. But apparently
they're on apps? They get it's compatible with library computers or something?
It's a thing where people will exchange sexual favors. She just wants to get laid, and these guys want somewhere to crash. So it's that's how it was explained to me.
Is it that hard to get laid as a woman on a normal dating app? From a guy who's couple standard deviations above a homeless guy?
I'm not gonna. For this girl, probably yeah.
I have something really racist I was going to say, but I'll chill.
It's weird to me that she's not also doing the racist thing you're about to say. It's you probably could do that. You could probably find a Bert-style guy.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but there's definitely guys out there who are not homeless.
Yeah.
There's no level of busted that you have to get homeless.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but she's said to me that she's yeah, I homeless guy. And then other people have been yeah, she loves fucking homeless guys.
I mean, I guess that's that. How guys are into weird stuff? We've covered it extensively.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a female gooner fetish thing of specifically wanting a homeless guy.
Feeling
I've never even conceived such a thing. Personally, if I have a homeless guy walk close to me, I'm changing my clothes.
Yeah, at least washing my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fucking spraying down.
So that's a bit much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay. Does she get her stuff stolen?
I don't know. I don't ask questions when she's like, yeah, I fucked a homeless guy. I went like that. Cool.
Nice one.
Right on.
I'm going to stand over here for a bit, actually.
Oh, I got to go do my set now. Thanks, though.
That's really cool, though.
I went, cool. cool.
I've actually thought about becoming homeless myself.
That's pretty cool. Swag. And then I leave.
That's crazy.
I went.
Are other people like not germaphobes?
No.
Like I don't think I'm like I'm not like I don't.
There are
like,
guys who are the opposite of. They're germophiles.
Like I don't like wash my pop cans or anything crazy like that.
Right.
But I ain't touching up.
I
on
wash
a
my
homeless
produce.
guy. Yeah, I wash my apples.
Oh yeah.
When I bring an apple home, I give it a rinse.
And people say, "Oh, it's because of the pesticides." No, it's because of people's grubby little hands at the grocery store. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
Ew. It's just because the produce is just out. I'm not trying to rinse pesticides off. I got microplastics in my brain, brother.
But I ain't touching on a homeless guy.
Nah. Nah, man.
It's not that I don't know where he's been. It's
that
I do know where he's been.
I can look at him and tell you where he's been today.
It's the garbage dump.
It's the dump, and then the shitting my pants 3 weeks ago factory.
Yeah.
Wearing the same pants I pooped in 3 weeks ago.
Like, I don't want to give this lady a hard time, but if you're not homeless, you don't have to be fucking the homeless.
You can let the homeless fuck the homeless. Yeah.
Outside.
As God intended. Outdoors. You can let the homeless fuck at the police impound lot as God intended.
Yeah.
To fucking your impounded car.
I did wonder at various points in my life. I've wondered like, where do because sometimes you see like homeless guys. You're chilling with him. You're chatting. You're passing a joint back and forth.
Yeah, you're touching a joint that you're smoking. You're letting your lips touch something a homeless guy's lips have touched.
Nothing gross about that.
No.
The sacred herb smokes actually sterilizes it.
It purifies the AIDS and the hepatitis out of him.
And other things. But I've kind of wondered, like, where do homeless people be fucking?
Everywhere and anywhere, brother.
Because if you talk to, like, any homeless guy...
Yeah.
Pretty regularly, they're like, yeah, I have 10 kids who hate me.
Yes. Almost all of them are like, at least I have like north of 4 kids and they hate me.
Yeah. It's like, oh, why?
Oh, that's weird. It's probably them.
Because you're such a chill guy here.
You're such a cool dude that I can smoke. That's my least favorite like thing that you encounter is like people will, like bum a cig to a homeless guy and be like, he's so cool. And it's like, you don't know that.
Yeah.
You talked to him for 4 seconds and he wasn't crazy to you.
Yeah, like they'll bum a cig to a homeless guy and be like, yeah, actually he's my friend and he's really cool.
It's like he's thinking about like stealing your life.
And like it's so sad that his 15 kids don't like him. It's like, why do you think they don't like him?
They know him better than you do.
They
know him a lot better than you do.
Why doesn't he have a couch to crash on?
He struck out 15 times. Yeah. With have someone let you live in their house challenge.
Yeah.
He fucked it up 15 times. But yeah, no, he's probably really cool.
He's actually really chill.
You should let him stay at your house then.
And have sex with him.
You should fuck him then. It's probably good. It's probably chill.
But yeah, one time I saw homeless people having sex.
Cool. Where?
It was by like an outdoor hockey rink.
Nice.
Where there was a little like there's sort of a walking path and then there's like a rink.
Yeah.
And then there's sort of like a building, but there was a little like gap that's like, I don't know, 4 feet across. And I was walking by and I just kind of looked down and I was like, oh. Oh, I better get my phone out.
Oh shit, better film this for later.
World star!
Yeg wave. Just that would be funny to send. For those who don't know, we have like a page that provides, it's basically Edmonton's like hood news that will post the goings on of the city. Yeah. And it would be funny to send them every day like footage you got of homeless people. Be like, post this, please. Credit me and post this, please.
Or like go out to like a park, just do a little like set up your tripod, color balance your phone, just walk out and start like jacking off, standing up.
Post it as a caption at like local hot guy jacks off at park. Please.
Just every day it's a different video.
In a different park. At this point, you have to post it. I've jacked off at every park.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nobody else has done that, man.
Come on. I'll pay you to post it, please.
Yeah, you'd think homeless guys would get busted for JO and more often.
Well, no one's like looking for guys J-O where they're J-O, you know what I mean?
Well, that's not true. I do it all the time.
Like they're jacking off like in like a hedge. You know, it's like you can get away with jacking off in a shrub.
I guess
they're hiding like fucking like a naked snake, like covered in mud, jacking off in a swamp. Like no one's gonna be mad if you're doing like no one can
Police officer goes out with like infrared goggles to a park and look around, nothing, and like
yeah, like cops are like, it smells like cum around here, and they're walking by, and then like you just see like a shot of like a dirty dirt and grass, and then like just eyes open in the dirt as the cops walk by. Like they're jacking off in places that it's like basically legal to jack off in, because like who's gonna even look?
There's no harm, no foul.
Yeah, there's jacking off in a like dumpster. You can do. I don't give a fuck if you jack off in the dumpster. What do I care?
I guess.
Who gives a fuck?
I mean, if I went out to my bin and found a homeless guy jacking off in there, I wouldn't be too happy.
Well, fair. Yeah. But you just do the same thing you do when you find like a raccoon. You just be like, yeah,
get out of here.
And then they'll like scamper away.
Yeah.
They'll go jack off in someone else's bin.
I wish we had raccoons. Maybe we could do a trade.
We have homeless people.
Vancouver, we could trade them our homeless guys for their raccoons.
Yeah, Vancouver's like, they'd be like, man, we don't have that many homeless people. We can take some of yours.
Well, from what I gather, they love them out there.
They do. It's probably I don't know why you choose to be homeless here.
Well, our previous, a long time ago, premier based Ralph Klein.
Yes.
The world's drunkest man. He used to literally give them bus tickets to Vancouver.
That's cool.
And everyone made a big stink about it, but it's just like, that's actually really good.
That's really, really funny. And I don't know why people... Oh, it's inhumane. No, it's actually nice. Like Edmonton, it gets minus 40 in the winter.
It'd be way better to be homeless out there.
You like legit, like it's like as a humanitarian thing, you shouldn't be homeless here when you could be homeless in Vancouver.
He was such a cool guy. I only vaguely remember him, but he was like John Voight levels of like beat red all the time. He was apparently a huge alcoholic.
Nice.
Who was like a sports radio guy who was our premier for like 30 years.
That's awesome.
Just a beat red drunk.
It's been downhill since that.
It has been, yeah.
I mean, we've got neo-fascist MILF Danielle now.
Yeah, based RW MILF Danielle Smith.
Yeah, who just kind of... She's kind of playing it right. She's like meeting with Trump, and he'll say something, and she's like, "So true."
God,
that's all you have to do.
Now the tariffs are in place.
God, we're putting up such a stink.
I mean, man. The thing is, for like you and I, the thing that's gonna sting is like all of our retaliatory tariffs.
Yeah.
It seems to me the answer to this is so obvious. They want, like, everyone's like, oh, tariffs are such bad policy. It's like, okay, well, they can do that then.
Yeah.
They can pay extra for our shit.
Yeah.
And we will get close to the Chinese.
Yeah.
It's just really obvious.
Yeah.
That we're like, okay, fine. You're not a friend anymore. We're best friends with China, actually.
Friendship ended with the United States. Now China is my best friend.
And now we all wear kimonos, actually.
Yeah, and actually now we're part of 5,000 years of history.
Yeah, we all start wearing those like shirts with the high neck.
A tang suit?
Yeah, we're all wearing like tang suits with the wooden clasps and pictures of like cranes and
like
stuff
fish,
on.
koi.
Yeah, fish.
Beautiful.
Crane's the bird, but Crane's the bird and the
construction equipment.
Yeah.
Because they love buildings. As soon as we become a province of China, that China sends like construction crews to come and like kind of damage all of our buildings. Your structural integrity too good. Have to come down a bit.
That to me seems like the obvious
come into like
move,
every
though.
building and remove like one important wall or beam.
Yes, one structurally integral beam.
One thing has to be
removed. And they can take
removed.
that back to China.
That's fine. Yeah, that's
our tax.
You can have like a bunch of like
every building has to give up one floor.
one like wall or beam that seems kind of important. Yeah, you have to get rid of it and give it to the Chinese.
Yeah, and we ship it across.
Yeah.
Over the land bridge we build over the Bering Strait.
That would be cool if we built a land bridge to China. That would be awesome.
A giant, super high. Actually, yeah, not even over the Bering Strait. Straight over the Pacific.
We should build a fucking minority cannon that launches stuff between Canada and China. So they can launch like 300 million Chinese guys, and we can launch walls, Indian
pork.
Yeah, but oil in like drums.
Yeah.
You can fill a huge like a car-sized
giant catapult.
launching oil barrels.
Yeah. Or like this, you never see that thing that Saddam was trying to build that was like a giant, it was basically a giant gun that could literally like shoot other like countries. It was some like super cannon. But it was,
that's cool.
I forget what it was called. But
this guy's doing like literally like Metal Gear stuff.
Yeah, it was, and I think it was some like rogue Canadian scientist who was building it for him. And it was essentially like a giant gun that could shoot other countries.
Just like a huge Glock that everyone can see.
Yeah, just sort of.
Glock is pointing in Canada with
Yeah.
like a huge.
I think it was even called like the super gun or something.
Mega gun.
It was something like that. It was really
We've
cool.
completed
Rip.
work on Project Mega Gun.
Rip to a real. To an RN.
A registered nurse.
Registered nurse, Saddam Hussein. But that's what we got to do. We got to just, like, I don't want to. Here's the thing, guys. Everyone who listens to this show knows that I love orange juice.
Yes, you do.
And we do not and cannot produce our own.
No.
And I do not want to be paying $20 for a bottle of orange juice.
No. And I don't want Canadians to get gung ho about making synthetic orange juice. Oh, we made this orange juice out of like bugs.
Yeah, Project Babylon was a space gun project.
That's so cool.
I think this is like a little mock-up, but it's literally a Metal Gear.
Whoa! Oh my god!
Look up the Project Babylon space gun.
Oh my
god! The world's art. It literally looks like a Metal Gear.
It looks like a big ass like there's some shit out of Armored Core.
But instead of like making our hard-paying podcasters pay more for orange juice.
Yeah.
We should just start building Metal Gears and villain maxing and
Canada builds world's biggest Glock.
Start wearing tang suits and building and start up Project Babylon 2.
We need to become a country that's sort of got like a Gru and his minions vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
One leader who's like a Gru, and every Canadian citizen becomes like a minion guy.
Yeah, we focus our entire economy on building giant guns.
A huge gun or like a big robot that can like punch countries.
To building a Pacific Rim like mech puncher thing
that will just punch countries from like space. We should be knowing Canada. We'd build it like out of like wood.
Yeah,
we'd cut down every tree in the country to build a big robot out of wood.
Well, that's why we need Chinese leadership and guidance right now.
Beautiful Chinese synthetic steel that's actually only like 15% steel, and the rest is like rocks, like melted rocks or something. So we can build a robot that takes like 2 steps and then like its arm falls off, but we're like, just keep going. It's fine.
I'm gonna look into how much do you think a tang suit costs?
Like pants and jacket?
Yeah.
Probably $150.
We should get some.
Yeah.
Just to like sort of get the ball rolling. I think an important part of this is even if the Chinese don't want to be our friends, I think if we're like sycophantic towards them enough and just start wearing tang suits and kind of like pretending like we're already their friends.
Yeah. Well, Canada has always been like a cover band country. Yeah. So if we just change the band.
It was England.
Yeah.
We had a good run.
Yep.
With England and kind of France, I guess. Yeah. We were sort of doing like, there's a band that does like the Beatles and Pink Floyd.
Yeah. It'll be like if you catch the 7 show, we're doing the Beatles, but after at night, we're doing fucking Zeppelin.
Exactly.
You catch the late show, it's Zeppelin.
And we did that with like England and France. It's been America for the past like 80 years.
Yeah. Now it's time to go China.
Now it's time to go to the other side of the pond.
Nothing's working so far that we're trying. The America kind of worked for a bit. Yeah. But now
they're being rude to us.
Yeah.
But now they're being mean.
Yeah, now they're bullying us.
You're not allowed to do that. You have to buy our stuff.
They're bullying us for no frickin' reason. So it's time to be Chinese.
Yeah.
And build a big gun.
Metal Gears.
Nation of Canada commits to total radio silence and no communication with any other country for next 60 years. And then 60 years later, we emerge with some like Canadian Gru figure who's like, all right, the gun is complete. Mega gun is complete.
Yeah. And it's on a giant mech like a Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And take off the tariffs, Don Jr.
Like the UN's meeting, and then like a gun barrel like crashes through the ceiling, and it's like, this is the Canadian mega gun program. You have 20 minutes to reverse all tariffs.
Take off the tariffs, AEX1213.
Yeah, and he's just a brain in a jar.
Yeah.
He's like, I've calculated all potential outcomes, and none of them result positively for us.
You have not calculated correctly. Just blows up both Canada and America.
Yeah, the mega gun puts it at its own head.
I mean, I'm going to be real. I think that's a better solution than our so-called leaders have come up with.
What if they promote it? What if they said, have a big like gay hissy fit?
Yeah, it's literally like dropping the cinder block on our foot.
Yeah.
Because we've got a toothache.
Yeah.
Like, everything that's going to sting is going to be from our self-tariffs.
Yes.
And, like, long-term, maybe the American ones.
Yeah.
But if it's such a bad idea, like, it'll negatively impact them.
Yeah.
And we don't have to shoot, like, I'm going to fuck you.
Yeah.
You think you can hurt me?
We're exploding our own balls.
Yeah. But if we had a giant mech walker...
Who would with us then?
Nobody. Maybe the Chinese, but in like a good way.
If we had the capacity to launch,
the Chinese would with us, but in like a cool way, like black guys say.
Yeah, they'd be like, they'd kind of with us in like a I like you cut G type way.
Exactly.
And smack us upside the head in a cool way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. If we had, I think people would treat our country a lot better if we had the capacity to launch. I don't know, 350 to rapidly aerial deploy 350 million Indians at any given place in the world within an hour.
Just set up an Indian launcher.
Hello, sir.
Oh, you want to tariff our goods, eh? Like
they call it chocolate rain. Where our Indian missiles will blow out, will block out the sun. Then the Americans will fight in the shade. Yeah. Just picturing like you see like a mountain range, and then all of a sudden it's just like, and then you just hear like echoing through the mountain. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I'm here, sir.
Hello, sir.
Here they come.
Every American's phone starts ringing.
Yeah, and no matter which one, if you ask them, are they Pakistani or Indian, they say the opposite.
Yeah.
And get offended you thought they were the other one.
Yeah, just airlifting them into like every 7-Eleven in America.
Like hell divers deploying them like from space. So they just pop out of the pod and like in, and then they're just out and going through American society with 350. That's some like, to be able to like rapid deploy like 100 million of like a particular race of people. I think is like that's technology we need to be looking into how to do.
It's time to think outside the box.
Because what are we doing now? We bring them on boats over years?
Yeah, or
if
planes.
If you want to fill a country with Indians or Somalian people, you have to bring them over the course of years?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, it's the Underground Railroad 2, and it's just Somalians going into Minnesota.
It's called Snowpiercer. Project Snowpiercer.
Yeah. And it's like, y'all thought you had a lot of Somalians?
Guess what?
Now
in 20 minutes, 100 million are arriving.
Yeah. Guess what? They're all there now.
They already landed. What?
It's just
They're
like
already
some
there.
Nat Geo guys in Somalia, and he's just like, where is everybody?
Nat Geo guys there, like a tumbleweed is like blowing past. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, they're like African pancake titty photographers out there. The hell's going on?
Meanwhile, in America, it's just like, ah!
Yeah.
Yeah. They go to like India for like some big festival, and it's just barren. It's been empty for years. What happened?
And this is, like 30 years into Canada's gone dark GRU mode. So nobody knows what the hell we're up to.
But then people like just realize like how long has India been empty?
And we've actually borrowed one of those like the Total Recall remake.
Yeah.
We've borrowed one of those like through the center of the earth elevator shaft.
Yeah, but it fits like 100 million guys.
And it comes out right at like Roxham Road in Quebec, right on like the New York border.
Go.
Activate Beaver Maple Revenge.
It'd be funny to make like to generate your own like synthetic Indian guy.
Yeah,
where it's like not a real guy from India. It's just like you remember those things as a kid? It'd be like a little pill, and you put it in water, and it inflates into like a dinosaur sponge.
Yeah.
So it's like just to add water Indian
like
people.
Sea monkeys.
Like Canada's like doing like covert like chemtrail, like dropping up little like just add water
spores.
Indian spores, and then we do like that like Saudi weather control to like trigger mass flooding, and then or like mass rains, and it's just they just they grow overnight.
Yeah.
People wake up in the morning and there's just these like first day of consciousness Indian clones just like
in their house
on their roof. They're like in like a like Springfield like Simpson town, like normal American town. There's just like everyone's waking up to like Indian guys just standing everywhere. There's some like caught on like
they're
power
still
lines
on speakerphone with each other.
They're on 100 million guy group call on WhatsApp.
Yeah, the American internet just crashes from all the GM messages getting sent.
Canada goes to the UN and like hijacks it with like a animated talking head face on a huge screen that's like, what you've probably found is this morning 1 trillion Indians have been deployed into your country. Try your internet. It doesn't work. And I'll tell you something else. Instagram registered 150 billion new accounts last night.
I hope it was worth it to pay 25% more for softwood lumber.
We should go villain mode. It'd be
I
really
don't know what
funny.
our other options are right now.
No. We need one political candidate to go to who's like a GRU style guy with like a black turtleneck and a gray blazer who's like, what's your plan? And he goes, you don't want to know my plan. Canadians would be like, whoa. What is it?
I mean, right now, all of our guys are like on the exact same page as one of each other.
Yes. And the plan is have a fit.
Yeah, to have a gay little fit. And like, we're going to, I feel like Trudeau was on TV the other day, be like, Canada sticks together and we're going to boo you at our hockey games.
He literally said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to keep booing you.
That's like our plan.
Yeah.
It's just to boo them at hockey games and to like make me pay $18 for a thing of Simply Orange.
Yes.
With pulp.
Yeah. It's 46 for no pulp.
Yeah. We're all going to have to go on the Jordan Peterson carnivore diet.
Yeah. To just eat deer we caught.
Yeah, just eat raw beef and sticks of butter.
Well, if we're catching our own food, we Canadians we're all trained in the bush and we know what to do with a gun. Yeah. And we're also on really good terms with our natives. And if there's one thing Canadians are on really good terms with their natives.
They love us.
Yes. And if I've learned anything from my time doing charity work with our natives, which I do, I don't talk about it, but I do a lot. And one thing they told me because I did a lot of work and they said, hey, you can come into the sweat lodge with us. And I said, thank you.
That's kind of like the native for our American listeners. That's like getting invited to the cookout.
Yeah, being able to smoke cigarettes in a tent. is like getting to smoke cigarettes in a fucking tent is
in the middle of July. Little tent in a back alley on the res.
Shirtless guys. I don't know, but they brought me back and they said, this is our chief Chakahika Gunway. And I said, how? And he looked at me and he said, we have a saying where among our people. And I said, what is it? And he said, when things get tough, can you buy me some alcohol?
And I said, I guess.
Sure, man.
I guess I could do that for you, Chief.
That's something he said to me, and it stuck with me.
Yeah.
In a way that not much else. I was like, wow, you guys really are advanced.
Not feeling so tough now, are you, Donald?
Yeah, because Chief runs with money. Said that Chief runs with casino profits. Because I was meeting with Chief runs with casino profits.
Mm-hmm.
Chief net worth $1.1 billion. And I said, Chief, if your casino generates so much money, why don't you disperse it among your people?
Why don't any of the houses have windows?
Why are there dogs everywhere? And he looked at me and he said, can you buy me a beer? And I said, sure.
Okay, I guess. But see, we're tight now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, we're going to be like laying in a snow bush, bow and arrow in hand.
Yeah.
The American tank rolls by.
And we chase the tank off a cliff, just like they used to do with the buffalo.
Yeah, we trick it into driving off a cliff.
And then we salvage the parts so that we can get the Chief's 2003 Grand Cherokee running again.
Yeah. Yeah, steal all the components to fix up the Chief's Grand Cherokee.
2006 Grand Cherokee that's blue. With a smashed out rear window.
Yeah.
We're going to salvage parts to fix it up. And then when we were done, he slapped the hood and he said, hey, man, can you buy me some alcohol?
Hey, man, you think you could get me another beer?
Fuck, Brandon, I do that all day.
The big Chief voice?
We do the Chief voice. We just try to like slip in like, can you buy me some alcohol?
Do you think you could buy me some alcohol?
Hey, man, just a Mickey, a gin, please. Come on. You took my land. It's the least you could do.
Come on, man. Just a little bit of booze, eh?
Hey, bro. Yeah, we love trying to like. That's like a thing we do is like how far along can I take you before I just end it with can you buy me some alcohol?
Yeah. So look out, America.
Yeah, we're gonna run your tanks off a cliff like head smashed in buffalo jump.
That place is so crazy.
It's fucking stupid.
You ever gone to that?
Never gone to it. No.
I went to it.
Is it cool?
Not really.
It's just a cliff, right?
It's not even that big of a cliff.
Oh.
It's like you kind of get this impression, like, oh, it's like a really advanced tactic.
I don't think it is.
And like, you know how they'd always tell you how like, yeah, the natives, they would use like every piece of buffalo.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you doing that if you're running a whole herd off a cliff?
Yeah, what's also like that's my favorite part is they tell you like they were so in tune with the nature that they used every piece, but they also in the same breath will be like hey, they almost made buffalo go extinct. Yeah, because they were like over hunting them so bad. And it's like, whoa. Okay.
Well, that was once they got guns.
Right.
Once they got tricked into having a more efficient way of killing.
Once we tricked them, then they went like Vietnam mode on buffalo for a couple of years. They were literally like napalm bombing buffalo families.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like a pretty short cliff. It's like the size of like my house.
Really?
Yeah, I live in like a 4-story mansion.
But yeah,
it's not that big of a cliff.
I remember seeing drawings as a kid. They draw it like it's the Grand Canyon.
It's like a cliff, for sure. But it's not like that big.
Have you ever seen
there's not even any like buffalo skeletons and stuff at the bottom.
Really? I don't know why. I always pictured like a big cartoonish pile of buffalo bones.
They should. That's what they should have.
Yeah.
It should be like an elephant graveyard thing where it's just like a big pile of, cartoonish
big, huge
pile of bones.
Skulls and stuff.
Yeah.
You ever seen a buffalo in real life?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're big.
They're huge.
Yeah.
I went to Elk Island a little while ago.
Yeah.
And then there was like 3 in the middle of the road.
Oh, yeah.
In your car, and I was just like, whoa.
I guess that's just how that place works, because the one time I went there, all the cars got stopped because there was a buffalo standing in the middle of the road.
And it's like crazy. Like, I was in my car, and he was just looking at me, and I was like, what? He's just like the biggest creature I've ever seen in my life. Just fucking...
Yeah, they're huge.
It's huge. It's like he was bigger than my car.
Have you ever seen a moose in real life?
Not close.
They're... huge.
I've never seen one probably within 100 feet.
And they're the most like kooky looking animal.
They look the way like Canada is supposed to be.
Yeah.
A big, goofy, stupid animal.
Yeah, because like you kind of like get the impression it's just like a slightly bulkier deer. But it's like this like enormous creature, and its legs are like 6 feet long, but like super skinny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like this like giant, like a cow.
Yeah.
But with like these like super extendo Mr. Stretchy arms.
And like 80-pound antlers.
Yeah.
Like the biggest, like craziest antlers you've ever seen.
Yeah, and they're like enormous.
And then it's like, what sound does it make? And it's like...
And you hit one of those with your car, you're fucked. because they're perfectly designed to have their like tiny spindly legs get knocked out
and then crush
and
you
then
with a 700-pound body.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one time when you're like about to hit an animal, you're supposed to like veer into the ditch.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna get crushed by this this
they'll
weird like Jenga animal.
Fuck you up. And yeah, their antlers are like, they're such a bizarre looking creature.
Yeah, they're really fast though, aren't they?
I think they are quite quick. Yeah,
I've seen videos of people getting like chased by them, and yeah, they're like fast as fuck.
Them and buffalo are both very like primordial looking creatures.
Yes,
where it looks like they're like from a different time.
Well,
you know,
moose especially are the kind where it's like you look at one and you're like, oh no shit, like Nordic peasants 800 years ago looked at you and were like, I have to behave, otherwise that thing's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
That thing's gonna like destroy my village. Like I have to be good.
My favorite old peasant animal, like wisdom or whatever, was that they used to think bears were like a higher life form than us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo.
Apparently once, like way back when, I don't know when exactly. I don't even know if it's true, but I just believe it.
Yeah.
I saw it somewhere.
I believe it.
But like way back when, they just thought that bears were like
a better version of us,
like a better guy.
Whoa.
You know, like we're pretty good. Like we're better than like a dog,
but we're not better.
But we're not better than a bear. And it kind of makes total sense because like until you have a gun,
you're not better than a bear.
Like, yeah.
And even if you had like an early gun, you're still probably not better. If you had like a flintlock rifle, you're not really better than a bear still.
Yeah.
Like it's only really when you get like a M16 that you're like better than a bear, you know?
Yeah, but if you're just some like peasant and the only thing you've got is like a
shovel
hoe for scraping at the earth.
Yeah.
See a bear coming along.
Stupid little hat.
Yeah, like a little bag, like a canvas bag that you wear as a hat. Yeah. And you say a bear coming along, you're like, hello, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Don't you speak when spoken to?
Yeah.
We could use a little bit of peasant humility, I think.
As he starts ruffling through your pile of like spoiled turnips.
Yeah, and he's just like...
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No, they are small. You're right. I'm sorry. I'll have bigger ones next harvest. What species are bear? Are they like a kind of dog?
You know what? I've never heard a so-called scientist say so, but yes.
That's a dog, right?
You look at a bear and it's like, yeah, that's a type of dog.
It's got a dog nose.
Yeah.
And like little dog ears.
Yeah. They're obviously a dog.
That's a dog. That's a dog that can stand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just a big ass dog. And if dogs had if their legs were a bit thicker, they could stand too.
If they had those big hands.
I mean, it's definitely a type of dog.
Is it its own thing?
Bears?
Yeah, its own species? Or is it like
I think technically.
Nah,
but I mean, they're clearly...
That's a dog.
They're clearly a dog.
That's very clearly a dog. But I think dogs have had a crazy trajectory, huh?
Yeah.
Like dogs were also like kind of a higher life form. And then it must have happened that like a guy got a dog and was like, I want to let him live in my house.
Yeah.
And then like over the course of time, the dog got smaller.
Well, with dogs, like I feel like if some other species had become the dominant like species on Earth, they would have also domesticated dogs. I think that's just in a dog. Like you'll see those videos where it's like a lion at the zoo, and it has like its friend who's a beagle who will like lick inside its mouth, you know. And it's like these guys, they just prefer it this way.
That's just how they are. So, you'll see a bear whose best friend is like a chow.
Yeah.
This little like puff dog, and it's she chills on his back and like scritches him.
Like I think if because dogs are just like pleasant guys, but they like being kind of told what to do.
Oh yeah, if you leave a dog to his own devices, he'll eat like a battery.
Yeah.
And be like, oh shit.
And they know they're better off with like a firm hand to guide them.
A dog is a lot like the Chinese. Yeah. If you leave them without guidance, they'll do something real dangerous.
Yeah, they'll be putting a battery in a wok.
Like, you ever left a dog alone without like telling it what to do for like 3 hours? It'll eat a battery.
But like if bears had sort of won the battle of the species to become the dominant,
they'd still have dogs.
They'd still have dogs.
And cats, I think, too.
Yeah.
Like cats are the same thing where like cats are only fierce because they think they need to be.
Yeah.
But as soon as a cat thinks it's like taken care of, like all cats have, I think we talked about this, but they all have the same brain.
Yeah, they're all
regardless
100%.
of the body. You scratch any cat in like a certain spot and they're like, oh shit, nice, thanks man.
Yeah.
Friend.
It is crazy though how like 'cause I think like if we just released all the dogs,
Yeah.
they kind of like go back to being wolves.
They'd
more
fix
or
them.
less.
Like a lot of dog breeds would just cease to exist. I think.
After the Soviet Union fell,
Yeah.
I think because they were in like super poverty or something, like
Yeah.
a lot of people just like let their dogs go because they couldn't feed them anymore.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they fixed it now, but up to pretty recently, like around like Moscow, there was like reservation levels
Of
like
dog?
just dogs everywhere.
Huh.
But after a few generations, they kind of like became a certain type of dog that like wasn't a wolf, but was sort of like developed the characteristics of a wolf.
Right.
So all those stray dogs ended up being like a sort of like thick fur, pointy nose,
Big
relatively
neck, yeah.
large. Like the dogs just like they like revert back. It's
Right.
kind of like how like
That's cool.
like farm pigs.
Yeah.
If you let them loose, they'll eventually become like wild boars.
That's cool.
Because you know all those like feral pigs are around.
Yeah.
They become boar-like, so they
Yeah.
like they physically change once you let them free.
Cool.
But it's crazy though that like we started with that,
Yeah.
or like a wolf or something like that,
Yeah.
and we managed to get it to like
Chihuahua.
Chihuahuas and like Great Danes and stuff.
It is weird.
Like, could we do that with people?
We have Blasians. We have freaking Blasians for crying out
But
loud.
if like once Canada goes fully GRU-moded,
Yeah.
maybe
we could minionize. Well, yeah.
just breed all of our shortest,
We
and
were
yellowest people.
I'm not gonna lie. We came close to minionizing before the Indian wave, when we had a lot of like our main immigrant was Filipino.
Yeah.
If we started selectively breeding, the Philippines in general is really close to being a minion-esque country. You look at every I'm good friends with a lot of Filipino guys.
They're great people.
They'll admit it. They're like, yeah, we're sort of a minion style guy.
We're kind of like the minions.
We're like, all of us are small. We're pretty stocky. We talk in a real funny voice.
You know, we like eating just a big plate of fried chicken and spaghetti.
We be saying shit like Bogo's minted all the time, bro. And we're also kind of black guys for now.
But if we like bred all of our shortest people and all of our tallest people,
Yeah.
do you think we could diverge to the degree that dogs have?
Probably in some way, yeah.
But it's like with cats. We it doesn't seem like we've produced the range of them.
No, I mean, yeah, like house cat to like
we have different colors.
Yeah, but the build and the like sort of general makeup is basically the same.
Like there's not like a type of cat that's like a house cat but twice the size
There
or
is.
half the size.
There's a Maine Coon. You ever seen a Maine Coon?
Oh, they're those big ones?
It's literally a house cat, but it's like dog size.
Did we breed those or did they just like already exist?
I actually don't know. I think they might have already existed. I had a guy try to sell me one of those once.
Aren't they like $3,000 or something?
Yeah, he was offering me it for like $500 because it was like young.
It's probably a good deal.
Yeah, but I was like, the whole thing with the house cat is like that's as big as a cat that like I'll really want a cat to be.
I guess with them maybe it's like it's sort of a safety issue.
Well, the house cat is the biggest cat you want to be in your house. Is that big?
Yeah.
Because any bigger, and like the little cut I have on my hand here from when I had to put him in his crate last night, because we had a fire alarm going off in my apartment. That gets to be like I have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
If he's even like 1% bigger, it's like these cuts become like gashes.
It might be that dogs are just like so servile on like a spiritual level that they can be like molded in a way that other creatures can't.
they're kind of like gum.
Yeah.
You can put it. If a dog has a job, it will change its whole genetic makeup to be better at that job.
Because we should be like miniaturizing all sorts of animals.
Like
Like if you could get like a miniature, what's like a monkey that's nice?
a capuchin?
Yeah.
I think a capuchin. I think those are really small already.
They're already small. But if you could get like a little like
well, whatever Zing Zing is, but like tiny, like hand size.
yeah, there's a little orb that you keep in your pocket.
Everyone, I think if an animal is below a certain size, you should be allowed to carry it everywhere, and it's chill.
Yeah.
So if you could have like a little tiny, like a hamster-sized monkey,
Yeah.
you could put in
Or yeah, like a little bear.
a little bear would
Like
be
what are the little pigs called? Teacup?
Oh yeah.
A little teacup bear.
One of the earliest memories I have is I was like probably like 4 or 5 walking downtown, and there was like I was like downtown, like by like Jasper Ave, and there was like one house among all these like apartments and stuff. There was just like a house, that was like really dirty. Like clearly, like some old homeowner was just like, nah, I'm not selling my land. I'm gonna keep my house here.
Yeah,
and it's been like that. And it was this like dirty house with like a fence, and like I remember I was walking with my mom. And then like a pig like ran out the front yard.
Like a full-size pig?
I don't remember.
Like a pig.
It was a pig. It was like clear. It was like a little pink dog. It was like a little pink guy ran out, and I was like, "What?"
Pigs are also a type of dog, by the way.
Yeah, that's a dog. That's also a dog. Sorry to break your heart, people. That's a dog.
It's a dog.
On 4 legs, scuttles around.
Nose points out.
It's a dog.
It's a dog.
But this like pig ran out, and then this barefoot girl who was probably like 22 in like literally in like dirty overalls runs out of the house and like scoops this pig up, and she's like, "Sorry about that." Shh. She takes the pig inside. I was like, as a 5-year-old, I was like, damn, I guess that's what like adults are doing.
This is what adult life is like.
I spent a lot of time the last year learning about pigs and cows and what sounds they make. So that's you probably have to have them around all the time.
Pigs go oink, cows go moo.
I literally didn't think twice. My mom was like freaking out, and I remember being like, "What?
It's just a pig."
Every book I read is about pigs and cows. Why are we? What's the fucking problem here?
That's cool.
Yeah, it was
Being
a really
in the middle of downtown, some like little house
Babe.
on the prairie.
Yeah, it was really weird, and I couldn't tell you like where downtown that is anymore.
Yeah,
where I saw that, but it's like so distinct that there was this little dirty ass like bumpkin house in the middle of downtown that had like some girl in like dirty like pig pen girl in overalls who just had a pig.
I wonder what else they had in there.
Probably a bunch of crazy shit. If the pigs are escaping, that means that it's like a chaotic house.
Well, they got a couple pigs in a house.
Yeah. Have you seen that girl on TikTok who has monkeys?
No.
Oh my God, man. They're funniest videos of all time. It's this girl. She's like she looks like a normal girl in like a nice house, and she has like 3 little spindly monkey guys.
Okay, like in America?
Yeah. She has like 3 little monkeys. And
are you allowed to do that?
I don't think so.
I know they killed that squirrel, which is why Trump won.
Yeah. She seems American, but she has 3 monkeys, and she posts videos that's like how I like make my coffee in the morning with 3 monkeys.
Hell
dude,
yeah.
it's great. They're going.
I love that shit.
The little monkeys are going. They go beast mode all day. Like she sits there and she's like, "All right, so I take the coffee out. I have to cover the top because they'll try to dip their hands in and steal it, and then I have to take the lid off my coffee and cover that too. Otherwise, they'll steal it." And she like kind of just like really rushedly. She's like spilling coffee everywhere. She's like, "All right, coffee's in. Put the lid back on. I put the maker back." She's like, "Okay, grab my cream."
Do monkeys like coffee?
I think they just like stuff, and so they love like.
Fucking trouble.
They're very mischievous little. They like to fuck with your stuff.
Monkey trouble, it's called.
And she'll dump cream, and she's like, "That's way too much. Can't fix it." The monkeys will get it. they're like jumping off. They're really. I'll try to find it between episodes.
I think if you can like convince an animal to like you enough, you should be allowed to keep it as a pet.
Yeah, I don't see like Russia with bears.
Yeah,
a lot of guys are like
they get to vote there.
Well, a lot of guys are like, "Yeah, this is my gym partner, and it's a bear."
Yeah.
This is the guy I work out with, and it's a bear.
Yeah, just outside.
He chills out there. They're like, "Oh, I got to go to the gym," and they're just go to the woods. Yeah. And do like chin ups off a tree
with a bear,
and then they'll like wrestle with a bear. But the bear like won't kill them. The bear's like down to wrestle.
Yeah, and they're like, because here, if you got caught driving around in like a car with a bear and a Siberian tiger in it,
there'd be trouble.
You'd get a fine.
You and them would probably get killed.
Yeah.
The cops
it's just like, well,
whatever. What are we gonna do? Freak out?
It's just a bear.
Because what we do here, what do we tell you to do when you see a bear? Spaz, yell, ah.
Yeah.
The bears all probably think we're fucking freaks.
The one time I encountered a bear in the wild, I have to admit I was a bit spooked.
Sure.
Because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And I walked outside at the place I was staying.
Yeah.
And there's sort of like a porch.
Yeah.
And there was just like a thing at the end of it. There was a black bear, so they're not like that big.
Yeah.
But still,
but they're aggressive.
Pretty big. Well, no, I was just thought of like, I thought it was a dog. Then I was like, oh, it's a bear. And I was like,
it's a dog.
Well, yeah.
I thought it was a dog. It was a dog.
I thought it was a normal dog, but it was like a sort of special dog.
It's a bear dog.
It's a bear type dog.
It's a bear dog. Bear type dog.
And I was sort of like, oh,
Yeah.
And the bear was also kind of like...
That's my favorite when you and an animal get spooked, when you're like, and the animal's like, whoa.
And we basically like both like turned and scooted away.
Those are my favorite encounters with nature, is when that happens.
Yeah.
Like when you're like going through the woods and you see like a deer and the deer's like, and you're like, whoa. And the deer's like,
except when it's a skunk.
yeah.
When it's a skunk, I'm like, it's so over for me.
Sir, I've been good, sir. Please, please do not poop.
Yeah.
Don't do. That's by the way, genius level move.
The skunk stink spray?
They just be farting on you.
Yeah, well, that's what's so scary about them. Is like you run into like a coyote or something. It's like it would have to expend a lot of like energy and like take like a risk to come and like bite you or whatever.
Yeah.
But the skunk can just like
Do that.
fart blast you, like no skin off their back.
No,
you know?
no,
Just like,
and then bounce.
yeah.
And then leave, you know?
And then
It's
you're
like what I do
having
to
to
my
like
wife all the time.
throw your clothes in the trash.
What are you
and,
supposed to
like,
do? Bathe in milk? Is that what they say?
Or
tomato sauce?
or
Is that real?
something? I don't know.
That
I've
seems
had a
like
couple dogs get sprayed by skunks though, and like they stink for like months.
Months.
Yeah,
Damn.
like they're not at like a low level,
Right, but it's there.
but you can still smell the skunk.
It's like cat pee?
6 months later,
Huh.
like a little bit, like when they get like wet or something.
Oh,
you're getting too
yeah.
close. It's like it's the skunk.
There it is.
Yeah,
Damn. Nature has a lot of cool shit, like porcupines.
yeah, hedgehogs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. When I first saw someone, do you ever notice someone who had a hedgehog as a pet?
Yeah,
Maybe I'm stupid, but I really thought you couldn't even like touch hedgehogs. But actually you can, and they're cool little guys.
yeah, they're cool. I mean, I kind of feel like all those. I'm not really into any of those creatures you have to like keep in a crate.
Like rat style creatures?
Yeah, like
There's
rats
there's
and
basically
hamsters.
like 4 categories of animals. There's dogs, there's rats,
There's guys.
there's guys, monkeys included. Those are
Yeah,
guys.
There's guys.
And then there's fish.
And bugs.
Those aren't animals.
Okay.
Bugs are demons.
They're our enemy, actually.
Yeah.
So this is like the sort of good creatures.
Yeah, in terms of like good non-demonic creatures,
So what was our list? We had guys, dogs, and
rats,
rats
and fish.
And fish.
I think that covers pretty much everything.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I-
that's pretty comprehensive.
'Cause-
Because like an elephant is a guy.
Yeah. I would say an elephant is a guy.
Well, elephant is sort of like if you're doing the Venn diagram thing.
Yeah,
they're
it's
kind of
like
between a guy and a dog.
They're sort of a guy dog because they're smart like a guy, but they're built like a big gray
but
dog.
but physically they're clearly a dog.
It's a dog. But like cats, I would say a guy as well.
But they have 4 legs like a dog.
But like I would say like mentality wise, they're a guy.
They're a guy. Okay. That's
How often
fair.
when you're chilling with a cat, you're like that? It's just kind of like having another guy there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I guess cats
As far
are
as
a
like
guy.
their presence in a room, it's just sort of like, well, there's another guy.
What about birds?
That's a fish.
Well, of course, they're the fish of the sky.
Because there's infinite species that are all kind of hard to tell apart.
I think that bugs deserve their own category.
Sure, bugs can have their own. Yeah,
And there's a lot of things that some people think are fish that are actually bugs, like lobster
and crab.
and crab.
And,
And shrimp.
Shrimp. Plankton. Well, there's a lot of really small fish that's like, that's a bug.
Yeah.
Like whatever whales are eating, krill.
Well, maybe maybe it's just bugs and birds are fish. I think bugs deserve their own thing.
Yeah. Because there's certain creatures that are clearly like bug coded.
Like a spider, that's not a fish.
No, that's a bug.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah,
It's a bug.
and it's not a guy or a dog,
Yeah.
so that's a bug.
Yeah. So dogs, guys, fish and bugs.
and rats.
And rats.
There's a lot of rat.
Are rats not a dog?
No, I think rats, because we have to factor in like the spiritual quality of the creature.
I've heard that rats are pretty chill.
They are. You ever met a rat?
Once when it was dying in my backyard.
Oh, have you ever met one who's like cool and like lives with another guy?
Oh, no.
They're cool.
I've heard so.
They're chill. It's like kind of like having.
It's kind of like a dog.
Kind of, but you have to qualify because they do all sorts of stuff that dogs don't do, such as stand funny.
Right, they stand funny. But bears are clearly a guy and they stand funny.
But dog nose.
But rats have a dog nose.
Rats have a rat nose because they do this. They do their little like.
I guess, yeah.
They do all sorts of fun. You have to have a rat category because there's so much like rabbits. Those are rats.
Right, and squirrels, rats.
Rats,
Yeah.
hamsters, rats.
Rats, yeah.
Ferrets, rats.
Rats.
Some dogs are rats.
Chihuahua's a rat.
That's a rat. That's not a dog. That's not a dog. That's a rat.
Clearly a rat. What about like something like a penguin though?
That's a bird.
But so it's a fish?
Yeah. Yeah, they go in the ocean anyway. They swim.
I guess they're kind of shaped like a fish too, actually.
Yeah, they're swimming. They're fish.
Is a whale a guy or a fish?
I think a whale's a dog. I think a whale is a dog. Well,
I guess. Well, a dolphin is definitely a dog.
Or a guy. They're really horny.
But they have the big nose.
True.
Yeah.
And they roll in groups.
Yeah, so they're a dog.
That's a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, true. There's like a sea cucumber. That's a bug.
Yeah.
And like a krill.
And like a starfish, that's a bug.
That's clearly a bug.
Despite the name,
it's a bug.
It's a bug.
Penguins, those are fish. Yeah, you can really break down nature into this.
I'm really struggling. I'm trying to come up with like a gotcha that won't fit into this categorization scheme, but I can't do it.
I think it's...
Try and hit us an animal in the comments, and we will classify it.
Because, yeah, bears are dogs, but except pandas, which are guys.
Chinese guys in suits.
Yeah, the pandas are guys.
Like the panda, they send him around to the zoo. It's just a guy and
little Chinese
guy.
Careful, man.
Hey.
Oh, hey, careful, dude.
But yeah, pandas are guys.
That's clearly... Yeah, it's like, because not all species of animal is married to one category.
What would a snake be?
That's a bug.
Of course.
That's a bug.
I think that's actually pretty much all the reptiles I think are bugs.
I would say like a gecko or a newt is kind of a dog.
Or is a crocodile a dog?
Yeah, I would say crocodiles.
Big
nose, 4 legs.
Yeah.
And I've seen people who've like domesticated crocodiles, and they're very dog-like.
Dogs also like swimming sometimes.
Some dogs.
Some dogs like whales.
Or guys.
Yeah. Certain types of dogs like whales like to swim.
Because, yeah, a pig, that's a dog. A chicken is a bug.
What about like an ostrich?
I think an ostrich...
did we classify... Birds are fish.
Birds are fish, yeah.
But an ostrich isn't a fish.
No.
Is it a guy?
I think an ostrich is a guy.
Yeah, 2 legs.
2 legs.
Just like a kangaroo, clearly a guy.
That's clearly a guy.
A little bit of a dog-ish guy.
It's sort of like a half dog, like Venn diagram again.
Yeah.
Dog guy.
Yeah,
that's in the
it's
dog.
in there with elephants.
It's in the dog guy category.
Although I would say within that category, if there's like a further Venn diagram, yeah. Elephants are more on the side of dog,
and kangaroo more guy.
More guy.
Yeah, because kangaroo like, but neck down and waist up. That's just a guy's torso. That's just a jacked guy. That's just an adult man's torso. Like if you the waist to neck of a kangaroo is just a guy.
Yeah.
And then waist down is rat.
It's funny how their like musculature is literally just a person.
They have like traps
just
and
like
triceps.
A shredded guy.
It's just a guy, and then the head up is a dog, and then waist down is a rat. So they're very complex creatures. But well,
yeah, I mean, Australia is full of those weird ones because I think they have some spiders that are probably borderline dogs.
Yeah, because also the kangaroo, the waist down, it's a rat because it also has just sort of an orb with 2 legs on the side of it.
Right.
Which is a very rat move.
And I know that rats don't specifically do this.
Yeah.
But keeping your young in like a weird like wet pouch is a very rat coded move.
Burying and hiding things and being sort of sneaky.
Yeah, like having a fold on you that you like keep seeds in. That's a rat.
That's a rat.
Yeah.
That's a rat. And so for some rats, the fold where they keep seeds is their cheeks.
Right, the squirrel.
Hamsters do that.
Right.
All sorts of little rats do
that. Like kangaroos are really kind of like...
They're a triple threat.
Yeah, triple threat.
Very niche but they still fit pretty cleanly into the system.
Yeah, because they're not a fish.
No, and they're not a guy. Well, they're kind of a guy.
From here to here.
They're a little bit of a dog.
Yeah.
They're a little bit of a rat.
Right. But yeah, it's sort of upside down kooky land over there. So it makes sense that they would have some kind of weird ones,
like
but
Sid.
They have
kind of like Sid from Toy Story creatures there, where all the parts are mismatched.
Because like a koala, I would say is probably a guy.
Yeah.
But like a kind of unimpressive dumb guy.
A dumb guy and like a really shitty dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, low tier guy, mid tier dog.
Yeah.
But
With
yeah,
maybe a little bit of rat in there.
somewhere.
Well, it's just their weird nose.
Yeah,
It's kind of fucked up and rat-like.
a little bit rat-esque. And they have a dingo, which is a dog, I think.
Oh, clearly, yeah.
Crocodile.
I think they're
which
like
is
straight up a dog.
crocodiles, alligator, or what do they have? Gators or
I don't know if they have any of those.
Oh,
Maybe they do. I feel like they have just like weird animals that aren't anywhere else.
yeah, like big, like spiders that are like microscopic that are also like lethal to adult men and stuff.
And then I think a giant tortoise would be a dog,
That's a dog.
mixed with a bit of a bug.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's like a bug.
The shell is a kind of bug.
That's a bug move.
Wait, are bugs their own category?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
So yeah, they're like a dog, bug dog.
bug
kinda.
dog type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I really can't find an animal that doesn't really fit into this in some way.
I'm racking my mind for something that's like outside of these classifications. Like a giraffe is a dog.
That's a dog. That's pretty clearly a dog. Same thing with like a horse or a zebra. Those are dogs.
Those are dogs. And like, tigers are guys.
That's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a guy. That a panther. That's a guy. It's a type of guy.
It's a type of guy.
But also, some bears are guys.
Right.
Like some bears are dogs. Some bears are. I think regionally, where the bear is from, differentiates them between a guy or a dog.
Yeah, like the black bear that I saw
It's a dog.
was a dog.
Yeah, but a Russian brown bear.
That like rides a motorcycle, that's
a guy. So it is a case by case system, but generally you can pretty cleanly sort any animal into these.
And like seals are dogs.
That's totally a dog.
They just like to swim.
Yeah, that's a
But a
but like
walrus is a guy.
definitely a guy. We have guys who look like walruses anyway.
Huh.
We make types of human guys that look like a walrus.
Yeah.
So we have
So there's the guy.
that's a guy.
He just like swims and has big teeth.
Yeah, and a sea lion. That's a dog.
Oh yeah.
It's clearly a dog.
Clearly a dog.
It's again a swimming
Whereas
dog.
a flamingo is a guy.
Yeah, I would say flamingo's a guy. It's a gay guy. Yeah, but it's a guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a type of guy.
Oh yeah. I really can't find an animal that you can't sort into this.
What about like an octopus?
That's a bug.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's
Any-
that's clear. Yeah,
That's a bug
yeah, yeah.
because it's like weird and fucked up and ugly.
What about you? Ever watch like Planet Earth, Deep Blue Sea, or whatever?
Oh sure.
You know that one where they have like the deep ocean creatures who are all
Yeah.
those are I guess bugs.
Those are all bugs. Yeah.
Like where they're like a jelly that's
Yeah.
like a mile long
I
or
think
whatever.
the bug category kind of fits like whatever is like
like really fucked up.
fucked up, ugly things that like survive in like nuclear evil conditions. You know, like evil hellscape creatures.
Actually, that makes because if you're like a weird gelatin that's like 2 miles long in the bottom of the ocean,
Yeah,
you're a bug.
You're like a ribbon. You're a bug. Sorry, you're like a bug. You live in hell and you're a ribbon. You're a bug. Or you're some weird 20-foot octopus that like stares at deep sea oil rig cameras. You're a bug, dude.
Though I've heard octopuses are very smart,
That's a bug though.
but I guess they're still a bug.
That's still a bug.
I mean, they've got too many legs to be anything else.
Yeah, they just share too many bug qualities.
Because
over-
like basically, once you go past 4 legs, you're a bug.
pretty much, you have to do something pretty redeeming to be anything else other than a bug. If you have more than 4 legs, you have to have something else that's cool about. Like if you like smoke cigarettes, or so, then we'll talk. But I think overall, if you have more than 4 legs, you're probably a bug.
Yeah, like but if there was some Japanese octopus that had been trained to like make sushi,
That's a guy.
it could get into like guy territory.
Yeah, or yeah,
It's got like like a spatula in one hand.
yeah, and a knife in the other, and
Yeah.
like sauce in one. Yeah, and he wears a headband and
Yeah.
whatever. That's a guy.
Then you're a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's still a guy. Yeah, if there was like like we said, a bear that can like drive a car, it's like, or a monkey that can drive a car, it's a guy.
Well, I mean, monkeys are, I think, kind of guys by default.
I don't think there's a type of monkey that isn't a guy.
No.
I think all species of monkeys are guys.
Yeah.
I can't think of a type.
There might be a type that's really small that turns into a rat.
That might be a rat.
Theoretically, but
I don't know about them.
I doubt it.
Yeah, most of them are guys
Yeah.
because they can all drive cars and smoke
Yeah.
and like be in the military and stuff. Yeah, those are guys.
Yeah. I'm like,
I really can't think of a type of animal that isn't
I feel like we've covered
every animal ever.
Every animal.
Because cow, that's a dog.
Yeah, cows are dogs. Moose are dogs.
Yeah, deer, dog.
Dog. Camels, dogs.
That's just a big ugly dog, but that's
big
a dog.
ugly dog.
Yeah, scorpion, bug.
Yeah. And there you go.
What were dinosaurs?
That's tough.
That might be the only thing we can't fit is dinosaurs. I guess
because I feel like in the context that they existed,
they're probably
a lot of them would have been would have been guys. But
yeah.
But I hear that they're covered in like feathers.
So some of them might be fish.
So some of them might be fish.
Some of Them might be dogs. I like quite a few of them are dogs.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some like a Stegosaurus
That's
or
a
a
dog.
Brontosaurus. Those are dogs.
Clearly dogs.
But like a Tyrannosaurus, that could be a guy.
That could be a dude for sure. Yeah.
But I've heard people theorize that like raptors and stuff, and maybe a lot of them, like the way they look in like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That like that's not.
They're like feathered.
I've heard people. I don't know what this is based on, but that they were like feathered.
Yeah.
So if you imagine like a Velociraptor, but like covered in feathers. That's getting into fish territory.
Hey, we're dipping our toes in fish stuff here.
But like the dinosaurs from the show Dinosaurs were guys.
Those are all guys.
And I can't say for sure that they weren't doing Flintstone stuff.
No, and like Land Before Time, those are all guys.
Those are guys.
Yeah.
But that's kind of tough because like it's so long ago.
Yeah, it's tough to tell who was a guy.
You can't
who was
like
a dog.
accurately classify them, so I don't think that muddles with the system there. Because I'm sure if we were to see them, we would be like dog, rat, guy.
Fish. Yeah, this might be. I love when we talk about nature, man. It's so fun, dude. Yeah. Every time we do it, it's so fun.
Yeah, this is. I think we've said in the past. We've made like 5 or 6 points. I think this is number 7.
This might be our 7th point.
6 or 7. We're up to 6 or 7 now.
6 or 7 points.
Yeah.
That all living creatures are categorizable into fish, bug, rat, dog, guy categories.
I think we've proven that.
Yeah, I think we've pretty robustly proven that.
Lock it in, fellas.
So don't let anyone try to tell you anything about nature. You could clearly, if someone's like, oh, the cow is... Shut up, dude. That's a dog.
It's just a dog, bro.
Just another dog, dude. That's another dog, clearly. Shut up. Sonic the Hedgehog. Guy.
Well, yeah, he's got shoes.
He's a guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy dog.
Well, I mean, he's a blue little dog who's also a guy.
Yeah.
Clearly.
All right, fellas. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
See ya. Peace.